Hello everyone, this is Dharambi sir here. So today we are going to continue with chapter 13 of grade 12 maths, which is probability. And the topic of today's video is Bayes theorem. So let's start. So before we come to Bayes theorem, let me explain you the meaning of partition of a sample space. A set of events e1, e2 up to en, where n is some natural number, is said to represent a partition of sample space S if E1 EI intersection EJ should be equal to phi. That nothing should be common between these partitions. Should be equals to phi and IJ are of course some natural number. And E1 union E2 union E3 up to union En should be equal to the sample space S. And third point is each EI, that is each partition should not be equal to phi. That is probability of EI should be greater than 0 for all I equals to 1, 2, 3 up to n. Clear? So pause and note down the meaning of sample space. Partitions of sample space. Now we have the theorem of total probability. So let E1, E2, E3 up to En be the partitions. We learned about partitions of a sample space S. Let A be any event associated with S. Then probability of A will be equal to sum of probability of EJ into probability of A by the conditional probability of A over EJ. Clear? So pause and note down this point. Now let me come to Bayes theorem. So if E1, E2, E3 up to En are mutually exclusive and exhaustive events, we know the meaning of mutually exclusive and exhaustive. We learned about this. Events associated with a sample space and A is any event of non-zero probability, then PEI upon A, that is conditional probability of E over A, will be equal to PEI up into PA by E1 EI upon sum of PEI into PA by EI. Now this is a very important theorem and we are going to use this in the maximum number of sums. Okay, and these points are very important for, I can say, for your board exams, because this is the most important theorem taking board sums related to probability in consideration. Okay, so let's pause and note down this point. So keeping all these points in mind, let's start exercise 13.3. And the question 1 is, an urn contains 5 red and 5 black balls. A ball is drawn at random. Its color is noted and is returned to the urn. Moreover, 2 additional balls of the color drawn are put in the urn and then a ball is drawn at random. What is the probability that the second ball is red? Okay, so we have given that urn contains 5 red and 5 black balls. So total is 10. Now E1, the probability that first drawn ball gives a red ball, and E2, the first drawn ball gives a black ball. So it is clear that E1 and E2 will be mutually exclusive and exhaustive. So probability of E1 is 5 by 10, that is half, and probability of E2 is 5 by 10, that is half. So when the first drawn ball gives a red ball, so we have, according to question, we have to put 2 additional red balls into the urn. So the total content of red is 7, that is 5 plus 2, and 5 blacks, hence total numbers of balls will be 12 now. Now when the first drawn ball gives a black ball, so 2 additional red black balls are put in the urn. So total content of black will be 7 and red will be 5. So let A is the probability that A is the event that second drawn ball gives a red ball. So we need to find the probability of A, which is equal to probability that the first ball is red and then second ball drawn after 2 reds are added in the urn, plus probability of the first ball is black and the second is red. So we get half into 7 by 12 plus half into 5 by 12, which on simplification will give half. So probability that the second drawn ball is red is half. Clear? So pause and note down the solution. Coming to question 2. A bag contains 4 red and 4 black balls. Another bag contains 2 red and 6 black balls. One of the two bags is selected at random and a ball is drawn from the bag which is found to be red. So find the probability that the ball is drawn from the first bag. So let E1 that the first bag is selected and E2 that is second bag is selected. First we have to select the bags. So probability of E1 will be equal to probability of E2, that is half. So and the event that is A, that the ball drawn is red. So then probability of A, provided it is from the first bag, probability of A over E1. Probability that the red ball is drawn from the first bag is 4 upon 8. And probability of A by E2, that is the red ball is from the second bag, is 2 by 8. Now we have to find probability of E1 upon A, that is the choosing the first bag and taking out a red ball. Okay. So we have P E1 by A using Bayes theorem. We get P E1 by A equals to P E1 into P A by E1 upon P E1 P A by E1 plus P E2 plus P A by E2. So putting all these values, we get half into 4 by 8 upon half into 4 by 8 plus half into 2 by 8. So simplifying, we get the probability E1 upon A equals to 2 by 3. Clear? So pause and note down the solution. Moving to question 3. Of the students in a college, it is known that 60% reside in hostel, 40% are day scholars, that is not residing in hostel. Previous results report that 30% of all students who reside in hostel attain a grade and A, and 20% of day scholars attain A grade in their annual exams. At the end of the year, one student is chosen at random from the college and he has an A grade. So what is the probability that the student is a hostelier? So we have to find a student which is residing in the hostel and obtained A grade. So let E1 is the event that the student is residing in hostel and E2 is the event that the student is a day scholar. So probability of E1 is 60 upon 100 is 3 by 5 and probability of E2 that equals to 40 by 100 is 2 by 5. Now let E be the event that the student attains A grade. Now it is given that 30% of hostelers get A grade and 20% of day scholars get A grade. So probability of E upon E1, that is a hostelier gets E grade, is 30 upon 100 is 3 upon 10, and probability of E over E2, that is a day scholar gets A grade, is 20 upon 100 is 2 by 10. So we have to find P E1 upon A, that is the student getting A grade resides in the hostel. So using Bayes theorem, P E1 upon E is equal to P E1 into P E by E1 upon P E1 into P E by E1 plus P E2 P E by E2. So putting the values, we get 3 upon 5 into 3 upon 100 upon 3 upon 5 into 3 upon 10 plus 2 upon 5 into 2 upon 10. So simplifying, we get the probability equals to 9 upon 13. Clear? So pause and note down the solution. Moving to question 5. A laboratory blood test is 99% effective in detecting a certain disease when it is in fact present. However, the test also yields a false positive result for 0.5% of the healthy person tested. That is, if a person is tested, then with probability 0.005, the test will imply he has the disease. If 0.1% of the population actually has the disease, what is the probability that a person has the disease given that his test result is positive? So let event E1 equals to the person has the disease and E2 the person is healthy, E1 dash. So it is clear that E1 and E2 are mutually exclusive and exhaustive. So given we have 0.1% of the population actually has the disease, so probability of E1 is 0.1 upon 100, that is 1 upon 1000. Therefore probability of E2 is probability of E1 dash, so 1 minus P1, which is 999 upon 1000. So let A is the event that test result is positive. So given probability of A by E1, that is the test result of a person having disease, is positive equals 99%. So it is 99 upon 100 and PA by E2 is 0.5%, that is 5 by 1000. So we have to find PE1 by A, that is the probability of a person had the disease given that his test result is positive. So using Bayes theorem, we have P E1 by A equals to P1 into PA by E1 upon PE2 PA by E1 plus PE2 PA by E2. So putting the values 1 upon 1000 into 99 upon 100 divide by 1 upon 1000 into 99 upon 100 plus 999 upon 1000 into 5 upon 1000. We get the required probability to be 22 upon 133. Clear? So pause and note down the solution. So coming to question 7, an insurance company insured 2000 scooter drivers, 4,000 car drivers and 6,000 truck drivers. The probability of an accident are 0.01, 0.03 and 0.15 respectively. One of the insured persons meets with an accident. What is the probability that he is a scooter driver? So let E1, the insured person is a injured person is a scooter driver. E2, the insured person is a car driver, and E3, the insured person is a truck driver. So probability of E1, E2, E3 will be 2000 upon 12,000, that is 1 upon 6. Probability of E2 is 4000 upon 12,000, that is 1 upon 3. And probability of E3, that is 6000 upon 12,000, that is 1 upon 2. So let A, the insured person meets with an accident. So given that probability of A by E1, that is insured scooter driver meets an accident is 0.01, so 1 upon 100. Probability of A by E2 is 0.03, that is 3 upon 100, and probability of E by E3, that is 0.15, 15 upon 100. So we have to find probability of E1 by A, that is the person is the scooter driver given that an insured person meets in an accident. Okay, so using Bayes theorem, P1 by A is equal to P1 into PA by E1 upon P1 PA by E1 plus P2 PA by E2 plus P3 PA by E3. So putting all these values, we get 1 upon 6 into 1 upon 100 divide by 1 upon 6 into 1 upon 100 plus 1 upon 3 into 3 upon 100 plus 1 upon 2 into 15 upon 100. So on simplification, we get the required probability as 1 upon 52. Clear? So pause and note down the solution. Moving to question 9. Two groups are competing for the position on the board of directors of a corporation. The probability that the first and the second groups will win are 0.6 and 0.4. Further, if the first group wins, the probability of introducing a new project is 0.3 and the corresponding probability is 0.3 if the second group wins. Find the probability that the new project introduced was by the second group. So let E1 that the first group wins and E2 that the second group wins. So probability of E1 is 6 upon 100 and probability of E2 is 4 upon 100. And let A be the event that the new project is introduced. So we have probability of A by E1, that is the new project is introduced by the first group, that is 0.7, so 7 upon 10, and probability of A by E2, that is the new project being introduced by the second group, is probability of A by E2, that is 0.3, 3 upon 10. So we have to find P1 by A, that is the probability that the second group wins given that the new project was introduced. So using Bayes theorem, we have Pe1 by A equals to Pe2 into Pa by E2 upon Pe1 Pa by E1 plus Pe2 Pa by E2. So putting the values, we get 4 upon 10 into 3 upon 10 divide by 6 upon 10 into 7 upon 10 plus 4 upon 10 into 3 upon 10. So calculating, we get the required probability as 2 upon 9. Clear? So pause and note down the solution. Moving to question 11. A manufacturer has three machine operators A, B and C. The first operator A produces 1% defective item, whereas the other two operators B and C produces 5% and 7% defective items respectively. A is on the job for 50% of the time, B is on the job for 30% of time and C is on the job for 20% of time. So a defective item is produced. What is the probability that it was produced by A? So let event E1, that the operator is on job, operator A is on job, E2 operator B is on job and E3 operator C is on job. So probability of E1 is 50%, so 5 by 100, probability of E2 is 30%, 30 per 100, probability of E3 is 20%, that is 20 upon 100. So let D be the event that a defective item is produced. So probability of D by E1, that is an item produced by operator A is on the job is defective is 1 upon 100. P d by E2, that is 5 upon 100, and P d by E3 is 7 upon 100. So we have to find probability of E1 by D, that is probability that an item was produced by A given that it is defective. So using Bayes theorem, we have P E1 by D equals to P E1 into P d by E1 upon P E1 into P d by E1 plus P E2 into P d by E2 plus P E3 into P d by E3. So putting the values, we get 5 by 100 into 1 upon 100, divide by 5 by 100 into 1 upon 100 plus 30 upon 100 into 5 by 100 plus 20 upon 100 into 7 upon 100. So simplifying, we get the required probability as 5 by 32. Okay, so pause and note down the solution. With this, we end the exercise. So solve the remaining sums of the exercise and don't forget to solve the very important examples given before the exercise. Thank you and all the best.